Good evening, good people. How you doing? Welcome to the Coffee Talk with Isaac Grandpa. You know what, good folks? Thank you so much for supporting us in this show. As I always say, there will be no this show if were it not for you to be watching us every Sunday. And you know what? We've got good responses from the last show about theater. I think I'll be coming with part A and part B of these talk shows because many of you are asking how you can leverage. You have your phone, you're good in acting. How can you make it a better, or how can you better yourself with it in terms of gaining some money? And you know what, good people, I'll be asking B to come back and we have the conversation. Today, we're going to be speaking matters of tech and business networking, having that everybody has what we call either an iPad, laptop or a phone. And to help us in this conversation, Mr. George.
Yes,
come with me, bro.
How poor sana? Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
You know, we've started a new way of doing things.
Yes.
So I was looking when I was interviewing people. Most of my online people are like, hey, una Twitter kwa show.
Yeah.
So I decided I'll be hosting some business community, people who follow me.
Yes.
To enrich the conversation, to squeeze an social.
Yeah.
So I reached out to my friend, Miss Brech Gitu.
Yes.
Akaniambia acha nikuletee mtu. Welcome to the Younib TV studios.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here. Yes. I appreciate so much.
So tell me, I've listened to you. You're a very diverse man. Who is George?
George is, if I don't say this fast, is a husband to somebody.
And you know, you need to be clear.
Yes.
Husband
to a lady.
Thank you very much.
Yes, hiyo niliambiwa nisiposema hiyo kwanza nisirudi. Yeah, so George is a husband.
Yes.
First of all, a son to somebody.
Okay.
Wherever you are, I know mom will be watching. Hi, mom. A husband, a father,
Okay.
a techpreneur. Yes, I own a business in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, and I love tech.
Father
so
to a
much.
girl or a boy?
Father to 2 boys.
Wow.
Yes, age 9 and 4.
How is it bringing 2 boys?
It's tough.
In the 21st century.
It's tough,
Yeah.
but it's worth it. I get it from my dad. He says, vile ulitusumbua ndio pia wewe unasumbuliwa. Yeah.
You know, during the week, I took my son for lunch, and I was waking up to go in because I had finished eating. He was still eating. So I had finished going to wash my hands. And this boy looks at me and he tells me, sit down. I sat down and the first priest that looked at him. And I was like, imagine if I gave you Buddha.
Yeah. Why? Same as me. The same story I was giving my son. Venye pia nilikuwa naambiwa ati venye ulitusumbua ndio tamsumbua. I tried telling my younger son that unaona venye unatusumbua ukipata watoto ndivyo pia wewe atakusumbua.
Yes.
Imagine my son told me, "Mimi sitapata watoto." He's 3 years old.
No, there are people who are like that. There's a good friend of mine called Kevin. Kevin King. That guy is my age mate. Yeah, he's not marrying, he's not getting the kids.
But learning to resolve that at 4 years, it's something tough. 21st century parenthood is a nightmare.
I was being told by a friend that we are raising kids who are known as Alpha generation.
Yeah.
They know what they want.
Yeah.
How do you balance, bro? Your career and fatherhood and being a husband? These are 3 different things.
Balancing comes naturally. Just like everything in life. Like when you are in school, you needed to learn to balance wasichana, balance your studies, balance your sherehe.
Yeah.
So balance comes naturally. As long as your mind is intelligent enough, you will achieve the balance. So I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's also not hard. Number one, as an entrepreneur, learning to balance, it's learning, because entrepreneurs, we normally don't have time off. So learning to balance, it's being present for your family and at the same time being present for your business. Yesterday we were doing shopping somewhere with my son, my two boys. So my older son asks me, kwani siku hizi unafanya kazi mpaka Sunday? And in fact, I wasn't working. I was looking at the shopping list sent by the mother to know what to buy. So I had to ask him, Ebu Soma, in shopping list, si kazi tunafanya. So even the kids know you're supposed to be there, but they also understand that being an entrepreneur, you have to be on call all the time. So balancing is not easy because entrepreneurship is a 24-hour job. Umelala hivi, unaamka unakumbuka, sijatuma ka invoice. Somebody somewhere. So unakosa usingizi. So it's a balancing job whereby you need to know how to split up your day. Like for example, I'm always, as being an entrepreneur, you have very flexible times to work. So learning to give your time for your family is learning to even steal some of the work. Like for example, for me, what I do, I wake up, do more marketing, then take my kids to school.
What time do you wake up?
Around 6:30.
Okay.
Do marketing, then take my kids to school. So when I go to work, I know I have spent some time with them in the morning because my evenings are usually late. We normally close at 6:30 to 7:30. So you'll arrive home at 8 or 9. So it's balancing because you need family. I won't be there to see them most evenings. So making time in the morning. Yeah, so it's all about balancing. It's all about finding your balance. And the balance usually comes.
You know, I can remember I've always been this cheeky guy. I can remember one time I went held my dad's leg and I was like, I started acting like I'm crying and I was like, don't go to work. He didn't let me. Like, never get a Quran. You know, I think there's some special love between fathers and their boys.
Yes.
Is any of your boys who's interested in tech?
Actually, both of them are into tech. My older son plays a lot of Fortnite.
What's Fortnite?
It's a game. For first-person shooter. So he generally gets by with a computer. Since I bought him his first computer when he was 5. So he generally gets along well with computers.
Okay.
But my younger son seems more interested in that line of work. He's 3. He can play the same games as a 9-year-old. And he's more interested in what I do. So both of them are interested, but the younger one is one to watch.
And as we're jumping into the conversation, I would like to know, I've been a big champion for social media.
Yeah.
But I'm not very good in techie. You can see my iPad is quite...
We need to sort this out.
Yeah, I'll come there.
Yeah.
What's the penetration? What's the trend like for tech in Kenya?
Tech is very interesting because tech, you can classify it in Kenya. Let me go back a bit of history.
Sure.
When I was in campus at around 2006 to 2009. So at that time, we were having Pentiums. That was the class of the field. So during that period when I was in campus, most machines or most computers were usually brand new. But they were what we would call clones. Clones is whereby you come with buy a motherboard, buy a casing, buy a hard drive, buy memory, combine them all together to make your computer. So the only thing that came in a box as brand new was the screen. And that used to save a lot of costs. But you are getting the newest and components. So between that time and now, a lot has changed because clones, they are very good computers and usually make them yourself. But now they came in the market of XUK machines.
Okay.
So XUK machines are computers that have been used in the US and the UK, whereby what happens, most companies, XUK machines basically come from XUK companies, US and UK companies. So once they buy a machine, let's say you buy this iPad, the iPad is rated, the iPad is not a very good example. Let's take a machine, a laptop or a desktop. A HP or a Dell, for enterprise machines, they are enterprise and they are home machines. I'll explain in a bit. For enterprise machines, you get warranties of 3 years. 3 years on-site warranty. So if you buy a computer today, a brand new computer, for example, a HP 840 G9, G10, those are the current brand new machines. You get a factory warranty of 3 years. So most companies in the US and the UK, what they do, they use this machine for the 3 years, it's under warranty. So once the warranty runs out, the factory warranty runs out for the computer, they usually discard the machine. Or HP.
Oh, no, this is what you call now XUK.
Yes.
Wow.
So you will never find a computer, okay, there are few, but they are very little. You'll not find home machines in being sold in XUK shops. And the classification for enterprise machines and the home machines, you find they have different model numbers. For HP, you have HP, like for example, ProBook and EliteBook. These are business machines.
Now hold it at that. We go for a break, come back, you have to say that. Because now you've come into where now I wanted you to come in. Let's go for a break, come back. And now we understand now the trends and how it can help you as a person who is at home and doing much maybe of content or online business. Let's go for a break, come back. You know what, good folks? This is the Coffee Talk, and I, one and only the grandpa. How do you merge motherhood with all this? At what point do you get time with your daughter?
I have to say, motherhood is bittersweet.
Welcome to the Younib TV.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sage himself.
Nini unaweza angalia useme ulifanya impact moja, let's say kama Kangeni, kama ni hapo Parklands, nakumbuka kuna time tuliekanga show moja ikajaa. And today in our coffee talk, as we enjoy our cup of coffee and unwinding the evening, there is a difference between being a cheater
and a liar. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference, there is a thin line between a cheater and a liar.
Very good, people. This has been the Coffee Talk Show with I think Grandpa. And you know what, good people? Life has solutions. It's only that we do not speak. And if we do, we fear. We have solutions. But sometimes when we get these solutions are distorted. Keep it here at Coffee Talk, where the conversation starts and never ends. Join me every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. for great conversation here at the Coffee Talk. Younib TV. I want the best.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Welcome back to the the coffee talk with the grandpa. Hey, staying with George can blow you out. Now, najua umenipatia story nyingi nasikia kichwa imewaka. Now you've told me during the break.
Yeah.
Kuna laptop ya nyumbani.
Yes.
Kuna laptop ya mtoto.
Yes.
Na kuna laptop ya kazi.
Yeah.
In simple terms. Na sasa umeniambia hata kuna laptop ya watu wanafanya video na content.
Yes.
In simple terms, break that down for our user at home, who is a mother, a teenager, a kid, and an entrepreneur.
It's actually very easy because most of these companies, the major companies, HP, Dell, Asus, Lenovo, those are the major computer companies that you'll find their products in Kenya. So each model has a model name. Like for example, for laptops that are for education, which are good for kids, for HP they have the E. You have 11E. The E is for education. So the model number will give you a lot about the machine. And it also the biggest differentiator also in terms of prices. Let's take HP for example. HP, we have ProBooks and EliteBooks. These are the professional machines. These are for workplaces. ProBook is a bit cheaper in pricing than EliteBook. So for small businesses who don't want to spend so much, a ProBook is a very good laptop for them.
Okay.
Durable, efficient and fast. And also you find that for the business machines, you find their spares are available in plenty and not very expensive.
Okay.
So the ProBook, the EliteBook is the Mercedes of HP.
The ProBook is the one detachable, ama?
No, it's just a model name. You'll find ProBook, the detachable one, we have ProBook X2.
Okay.
For now, the detachable laptop for HP, that is the most common model. We have Elite X2. Those two look the same, but are very, very different in terms of pricing and in terms of performance.
And let me ask you, I'm sure many of you guys at home who are as naive as me when it comes to computers, tell us in the simplest way, don't use tech language.
Okay.
If I'm going to buy a laptop, do I look at RAM or space?
That depends technically on what you want to do. That's why when you're being sold a computer, the first question the seller should ask you, what do you want to do with it?
Okay, let me ask you on behalf of the content creators.
For content creators,
yes.
You don't even, first of all, you don't need RAM and memory. Those are very good. You first of all need a machine with a graphics card. That is the most important part and the most that defines your machine from a normal laptop.
So what does the graphic card do?
Graphics card is basically memory, but for video rendering.
Oh.
So you find normal memory is very good for normal tasks, but for video needs to be processed in parallel. So many lines at once. Because if you're, for example, doing a video of this room, it has so many points that it needs to process. So video is rendered in parallel, not like the normal CPU that rendered in series. So video is rendered in parallel. So memory that will enable the machine to render everything in parallel will make the difference between you rendering a video in 5 minutes and somebody rendering it the whole night. That is a major difference. So for content producers, the most important thing you should look for is a graphics card, a dedicated. Because even the normal laptop has a graphics card, but it's not a dedicated graphics card. It's what we call an embedded. So it uses part of the memory for video processing. So a dedicated graphics card will do the job better.
Now, let me ask you in terms of videographers and all that. So the graphic card helps the speed of the processing of the video.
Yes,
rendering.
Yes.
So a work that I'll finish in 1 hour, graphic cards. If I have a good graphic card, it will help me process it in
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That is a major differentiating factor between a normal laptop and a machine for content producers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, with the way, as I'm sure, where you sit, you offer advice and all that.
Yes.
A lot of kids are in social media. Is it a danger from the tech place that you're sitting at?
Let me go back to what I do with my kids.
Yes.
Social media is both a blessing and a curse
At the same time.
Yes. Because, let's say, for example, people like Omanyala, not Omanyala, Julius Yego. So these guys learn their craft on YouTube.
Yes.
So for me, what I do as a parent, I always try to push my kids to use the internet for good. Setting their minds very early on to use the internet as a tool to better yourself gets them off knowing. First of all, if you are conditioned to use the internet to search for something, like the way we did, we used to, when we were in campus, we used internet only for research. Yeah. Because bandwidth was limited back then. Yeah. So we learned to learn from the internet. But if you let your kids get more entertainment than learning, that is the danger, because that's where they get hooked. I have a rule in my home: no watching shorts.
What are shorts?
The short videos on YouTube. That's a rule in my home. Don't watch shorts. Watch a video for 10 minutes, that's okay. But don't watch shorts. Because the algorithm for shorts is very different from the algorithm for normal content. You find the algorithm for shorts, because they are very short clips, 20 seconds to 50 seconds. It is maximizing on you staying on the app for so long. So it will give you the most targeted content that will keep you hooked for so long. If you watch a video for 10 minutes, you most likely will lose the plot between 5 to 8 minutes, then pick it back up. But shorts are very, very addictive. So if you train your kids to use the internet for good, that is the first way of getting through this social media nightmare. So teach them well. First of all, teach them what to use the internet for, because if they learn on their own, they'll mostly do it for entertainment. After that, you now teach them on the dangers. The dangers include pornography, that's number one. There's a lot of stalking online, and there's a lot of bullying. So teaching them on the dangers and teaching them how to identify.
And by the way, from a professional point of view, if a parent outside there and they suspect their sons or daughters are watching the pornographic sites, what do you advise? Or rather, how can a parent stop that from happening?
I'm going to give you a controversial answer.
Yes.
And I'm sure people in the comments will either agree or disagree with me. There is no way of blocking somebody from doing. I used to be an IT manager somewhere. And I am not for the opinion of blocking sites. Because there's always a way of getting content that is not that is restricted.
Serious?
Yes. You can use a VPN.
What's a VPN?
It's a virtual private network.
Okay.
Because how most monitoring software works is when you type Facebook, it gets the IP for Facebook, then gives you the content. So once you type Facebook, if there is an IP to log, if there is a firewall to disconnect you from Facebook, it just checks the IP. Where are you going? Then it blocks you off. So a VPN, you create a tunnel between your machine and somebody else's machine, basically, that this traffic, whatever you're using to block, cannot see what is going on this line. So they are very, once you start blocking things without knowledge, without educating people, you find that people find more clever ways of getting around the walls that you
You're
build.
raising their curiosity.
Yes, you're raising their curiosity and exposing them to more risk.
So
Because
as a parent now, what do I do?
as a parent, first of all, you need to monitor your kids' online behavior.
But then let me ask you, is there a way I can monitor your phone from my phone?
Yes, you can.
In terms of how do I do it?
Okay, for kids, let's
kids,
first of all start for kids.
For kids, yeah.
For kids, Google has Google Family Link. So once, if your child is at the age where he needs a phone, you give him a phone, then when you're creating the Google account, you create it as a child account. So once you create this as a child account, it will ask you to link to a parent. So as a parent, you get the software called Google Family Link. You'll be able to monitor that device.
Wow.
With Family Link, you can block applications. You can set limits. Like my son has a limit of 1 hour for YouTube on the phone. So you can set that up so that you are now able to get the content. Then it also gives you a device log of what is happening on the device, what somebody is viewing. But it's also not foolproof because it monitors via Google Chrome. So a simple installation of a third-party browser, you can be able to get around that. But now you can block because, like, for me, my son cannot install anything. Once you go to Play Store, click install, it gives him a notification. He wants to install this and this. So you review if it's a good thing or a bad thing. And even if he installs something, I can be able to remotely lock that up.
I think, wow. And you know what I keep on saying, folks, is that information is power.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought I'm still an old school. For real, I'm still an old school. I've always thought that you block the sites. But from yours, you're saying, it's okay, give your child your phone, but check. I love also that idea of accountability.
Yes.
Like, my son I love what you say because I have seen him working over that. And for him, he takes his phone, he goes to that kids thing, watching those cartoons, the ABCD and all that. But also you're like, if you're a teenager, so as he's going to teenagehood, he understands that he's a responsible man.
Yeah.
Wow. And let me ask you, at this juncture, is there a way you help Do you have forums for parents? Because I think you have too much. How many parents know about the family? Have you ever heard about Google family?
Okay, when we are selling a device, the kids' tablets, for when you come to our shop, we usually give you that service for free. When you buy a tablet, we link you up to Family Link.
Wow.
But we have not done the outreach to do families and stuff.
And I pray to God that this becomes your platform to greatness.
Yeah, amen.
I'd like to also to bring in some conversation about now networking.
Yeah.
I've seen today in the morning I was just researching about you and I saw there's a project you're having for business community.
Yes.
What is it all about?
Basically, we are having an expo as a business, a forum for business owners. It's called Nanasi's Chapati Expo. Yeah, the name basically means, if you can guess, it's happening at Thika. Yeah, it's happening at Thika.
Okay.
So during this event, we plan to have business owners, people aspiring to be in business, people who want to support businesses to come and just have a good time. Let's relax and unwind. And also learn.
Age group,
age group, anybody who is an adult who is into business, who is into entrepreneurship, you are very much welcome.
Let's go for a break, come back. Can you give me that story? Because you've come to an area that I love.
Yeah.
Business. Folks, I hope your parents have taken something on that conversation where you link the two phones, the family link, whatever it is. And I'm sure he'll be giving us contact so that it can help you also. Let's go for a break, come back and discuss about the business networking events that he's involved in. And we craft our film. You know what, good folks? This is the Coffee Talk, and I, one and only the grandpa. How do you merge motherhood with all this? At what point do you get time with your daughter?
I have to say, motherhood is bittersweet.
Welcome to the Younib TV.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sage himself.
Nini unaweza angalia useme ulifanya impact moja, let's say Kangemi, kama ni hapo Parklands, nakumbuka kuna time tuliekanga show moja ikajaa. And today in our coffee talk, as we enjoy our cup of coffee and unwinding the evening, there is a difference between being a cheater
And a liar. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference, there is a thin line between a cheater and a liar.
Very good, people. This has been the Coffee Talk Show with I think Grandpa. And you know what, good people? Life has solutions. It's only that we do not speak. And if we do, we fear. We have solutions. But sometimes when we get these solutions are distorted. Keep it here at Coffee Talk, where the conversation starts and never ends. Join me every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. for great conversation here at the Coffee Talk. Younib TV. I want the best.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Welcome back. Hey, I've been shown something here. Yani, parents, this is the most exciting part. You can see even the battery charge.
Yes.
It can show the apps that your child has been into. Then, like he showed me, the son was in the on YouTube for how long?
24 minutes.
24 minutes. So he can go to the same app and reduce it even to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's that, man. Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Bro, when it comes to professionals, many a times that we business people don't know how to network. And I'm not speaking about the business people who are aware and play the game. No. I'm saying the upcoming business people.
How to invest. Before investing, you need to have a sinking fund or an emergency fund. Because even if you invest, then an emergency comes, the next minute you're picking from your investments. So you need to set up an emergency fund before you start investing. And ironically, people don't know about emergency funds. And they don't have one.
Why economy can you stay in an emergency fund?
You need one.
Economy.
Itabidi.
Yeah.
You know something?
But I'm sure there's a way we get there, of which now we shall learn on that day.
Yes, we shall learn on that day.
Perfect.
Somebody told me once, if you cannot save when you have 100 shillings, you'll not be able to save when you have 1 million.
For me, I'm like, you live today. I live today.
So, financial prudence doesn't come because
Very
you have
important.
a lot. It comes because you know how to do
The
it.
little that you have and how you manage it. And by the way, I find it it's quite intriguing because at this day and age, there's so many things.
Yeah.
There are so many things, especially right now, like when the dollar is really playing games on us.
Yes.
So unapata Juicy is a friend of mine. We had gone for some outing, some coffee stuff. And she told me something and I laughed. But when I got into the car, I was like, hey, this is serious.
What did she say?
She was sent some 2,500. Then I looked at the bill. We were like, my person useless. She looked at me and told me, Grandpa, do you know there is one useless thing in this world? I was like, what is it? Money. Why? Rio venye unasema. Inakuja haraka na inatoka. Because she gave me another different idea. And she was telling me, when she gets money, at the M-Pesa, she first sends to her bank account. Then, anaenda natoa. So that I don't know about finances. I've never done. I do not care about accounting. But she told me something that made logic. That when she's going maybe to take a loan or something, kutakuwa na hiyo movement ya pesa.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so smart. Then there's another guy who was like, Grandpa, you know, have you ever thought of your investment? I was like, no. I was like, my idea is buy a plot, jenga it, give my son, that's yours. When I get to 40, 45, me, I'm traveling the world. I'm not a big fan of kukaa kwa nyumba. So I've never had sijaitamani kuwa na shamba.
Okay.
I would like, if I'll die on the roads. So, have you ever seen any government touching treasury? Like, no. And then I was like, so are we talking about treasury bonds? I'm like, hey, that's so smart. But I love the community way that you guys are going.
Yeah.
And what's the future? What's the future like?
The future is, it's bright, first of all, because once you grow as a community, somebody said the hatred is less when everybody is winning. So if we can be able to uplift each other, we can be able to grow our businesses and grow our portfolios. And also partnership, because that's something people don't like so much talking about in Kenya. But as we grow, we'll get to learn more about such issues as partnership. So,
but I think also it's only that we've abused our friendship, because it's true. I can remember there's one time I was so tired to attend an event, and she was like, so ungeniambia nilikuwa na mtu akulete. Then she's that resourceful.
Yeah.
It's through her partnership, I got you.
Yeah.
And you were discussing with her, and also get some business out of him.
Yeah.
It's because we know someone. So you guys try and cultivate true friendships within you.
Yes.
And how do you guys keep on check? Ama ukisikia mtu amekon mwingine mnamtoa mbio sana.
That's one way. The other way, actually, recommendations work magically, because number one, it lifts up the person who is doing a good job.
Yes.
Then also, anybody who is coming knows the same level of lifting will be the same level of punishment. So
you have to maintain your standards.
You have to maintain the standards, because if you go below, you'll be called out for it. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is basically, as a group, also cultivating friendships, as you have said. Because if I'm your friend, any opportunity that comes up, I'll be able to recommend you. And if you do a bad job, I'll be the first one to call you out for it. So we just don't network. We also create friendships and amongst ourselves, and loyalties amongst ourselves.
Give out your Facebook name.
My Facebook name is Muriuki Njoroge, no spaces. If you search for that, you'll find me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. And to every parent outside there, by the way, give out your number for those parents who like. I'm sure there are so many people who like to do that. And there's a lot of questions that would come.
Yes.
Please give out your number.
My number, you can reach me on 0720 914 388.
Perfect, folks. Thank you for joining us. See you next Sunday for great conversation. You know what? Keep it here at the Coffee Talk at Younib TV. Welcome back. Hey, I've been shown something here.
Joto sasa itaongeza. But we'll take a sip.